I was really excited to get started with the Sophie scarf. Alright. The world, or the crochet world, or maybe the knitting world is blowing up with the Sophie scarf? Sophie hood. But the real reason I got into the scarf wasn't because I was actually interested in making one for myself. What's up? That's my friend. She loves to travel and hates her job. She's also someone who couldn't crochet with fuzzy yarn if her life depended on it, and I love making things for people that I don't have to keep. After making a chain in about 2 hours, she finally caved in and asked if I could make her one. And of course, since she bought the yarn already, how could I say no? She also wanted to give me a little gift. She bought me one of those blind boxes where, for those of you who don't know, you get a box with some kind of character and you open it and you get one of the designs that they show. And I have been craving for a Smisky, and I got the one that I wanted. Look at that little mustache. For those of you who are wondering, I am using this tutorial by ABoC Studio. I'm not getting paid to say this, I just love her video. I randomly found it and her video is so easy to follow. So if you want a great video tutorial, go check this one out. I actually started making this hood about a week ago, and then I was like, what if I just try to knit it as well? So I got as far as this much, maybe about 2 to 3 feet. I don't know my measurements. But I got about 3 feet and I was like, okay, first of all, I don't have enough yarn. Second, I'm pretty sure my needles are too small. I'm too stubborn to go back, but God, that is making my project so much longer. 3, my hands hurt. 4, knitting takes so long. I knew it took long. It is taking so much longer than I could have ever imagined. So, as a break, I am going back to the hood. Alright. We're running it back. This is giving Handmaid's Tale, and I literally cannot see like this much of my vision. Nothing on this side. I know I said that I like the hood big, but this is a lot. It's just not fitted at all. If I pushed it all the way up, we have about this much in front of my face, and I just think that that's a little too much. At the widest part of the hood, we have just about 33 centimeters. I'm pretty sure the one that I measured on my normal hood on my hoodie is like 19 to 20 centimeters. So this is definitely a little bit bigger, but my friend did say that she likes a little bit bigger. I'm just worried that this thing is already too big. But this looks cute. It's just a little teepee. 32 centimeter hood, 100 centimeter circumference. My head size is actually 55 centimeters. So I am almost twice the size of what I'm supposed to be at. My plan for now is just to make this in a size small because my yarn is so much thicker. Maybe like a weight or 2 thicker than what she uses in the video. And yeah, I'm learning again and again every time I make something with a different weight from the pattern maker that your thickness of yarn, definitely, if you use a thicker yarn, you're going to end up with a thicker project. When I followed like a medium, I ended up with like an extra large. So maybe I have to go with an extra small. I was on the verge of undoing this because it just felt like I was really scared that it was more like this situation, but I realized that I don't have the hood slanted in the correct direction. It's supposed to be more like this. Nope, sorry, I have it backwards. I was afraid it was gonna look like this, which is kind of cute, but not what we're going for. But I look at the reference picture for where I'm kind of supposed to be at least on the hood, this is already horizontal. So I think this is horizontal. And as far as I can tell, the hood is pretty much meeting the outline of my face. So I think we're good to just continue. Thank God, because I really didn't want to have to frog this again. We made some really solid progress on this so far. I finished the hood and I just got started on the scarf portion this morning. But unfortunately, we have to rip this up now. The Feels Like Bliss yarn is a lot thicker than what I think most people are using. This is like a weight 6 yarn. And I am, because it's so much thicker, I'm still underestimating how much quicker things happen because there's so much less yarn needed to make decreases or get to certain rows and shapes and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. So I did some math. From the top down, I don't know if you can tell, but this is decreasing much faster than I'd like it. Because we went from like hand length, maybe another inch from my hand length within like 7-8 rows. And that is way too fast. So for the time being, I was decreasing every third row. So I crochet 2 rows straight and then I decrease in the third. But when I get to the point where it's like the point of the triangle, it's going to be a very short scarf. I think most scarves, I think the video said like you want to be 100, like you want to be at least a meter. I'm going to get 28 inches, which is about 10 inches short than what I actually want it to be. I went from 8 to 6 and I only had 7 inches between that. So if I go from 8 to 0, 7 times 4, 28 inches, that is not quite enough. I think I'm reaching for at least 40 inches of 40 inches of scarf length. So I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna rip up the scarf up until where it starts decreasing again. And then I'm gonna try every 4th row, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna try every 5th row. But it looks really good so far. I am so happy I frogged the head because now it is actually like, if you look at the side profile, it's like properly where my nose and profile is. To avoid the whole situation with frogging my old hood and then probably spend like an hour or two trying to de-knot the entire stash because I don't ball it, I kind of just let it stay in a noodle pile. Maybe that's my fault. I literally have both the hoods connected and I'm just pulling yarn from the old hood while I'm making my new hood. So I have a very steady stream of yarn coming in without having to deal with the whole detangling situation. Alrighty. Ignoring the fact that we did not weave in our ends and there's still some stitch markers sitting around here, we have a final product. I am so warm right now, but this is a really good length. I have it tied up right now. I think this actually looks a little bit better laying loose, and you have plenty of warmth just having this up here if you really wanted to cover your mouth and it was like super cold. But yeah, this is a really good project actually. I don't know if you can tell, but this like rim is with a front post and back post double crochet combo. You can, if you're using the Feels Like Bliss yarn, you can follow most of her pattern. You might have to modify it a little bit. I'll include in the description what the pattern that I used, just using like a thicker yarn. I did modify, I like decreased a lot of the rows, blah blah blah, just so it wouldn't end up with a massive hood. But this is actually really good shape. Like this is not too forward. Oh, I forget sometimes that even when I'm following a pattern, I can modify it as much as I need just to get the measurements that I need, because I don't know if anyone actually uses the same yarn that the artist uses. I'm not one to go out to buy yarn just to use the exact same thing. I'm just gonna use whatever I have. I think this looks so good. Just oh my god, that looks so good. And you could just have it like this. Okay, I know I made this for my friend, but now I kind of really want one for myself. This looks so good. And it's so warm. It's been really cold in the New England, the East Coast recently. It's been like 10 degrees. This is really good. And then you can put the hood up if you want. This is so cute. Okay, this was a success. I'll include a little snippet of what I wrote down below, just so if anyone wants to use a thicker yarn and wants to know the rough decreases, you can kind of follow along. But yeah. Also, if you want like a quick-ish project, because this is a bulky yarn, this actually worked up really quickly. I think that anyone who is making this and needs like a last minute project, this is really good because I could probably have done this in a day if I wasn't frogging half the time so I could figure out the proper decreases. But yeah, project success. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.